looking for him.
Why aren't you?
The boys are asleep upstairs, and I know that Lucky needs some time to himself. He'll come home when he's ready.
Yeah, he will. And you need to see him more than I do, so I'm gonna go.
Wait. Since we've had issues of our own, now this whole secret has come out. If you want to talk about it, I'd rather just deal with it right now.
Lucky was in a lot of trouble. He was hooked on pills and he was cheating on you, and sometimes I think it was Lucky that I was really mad at. But you're not supposed to get mad at an addict. You're supposed to be compassionate and have patience. So when you left him, I freaked out. And I took it out on you, and I probably shouldn't have.
It's okay. He's your brother and you love him.
But I get why you kept it a secret from him. I saw how Lucky was when Jake was kidnapped. He was spiraling out of control. Obviously, he's not as strong as he'd like to think.
Yeah, it was a pretty horrible time.
You're the closest thing that I have to a sister, Elizabeth, and I would hate to lose that. And I know underneath all of that hurt and anger, Lucky still loves you.
You still hoping things work out with you and Jason?
Oh, I think it's too late to repair the damage.
No, you never know until you try.
I put everything into that relationship, and I got nothing back. I can't believe that one night with Elizabeth would be more important than the 3 years Jason spent with me.
You really think that it was only one night?
I don't know, Lucky. I don't know. Does it really matter? Jason was emotionally unfaithful. That's what destroyed our relationship.
I'm sorry, Sam.
Look, you are the only one, because Sonny and Carly and everyone else, they are cheering. Couldn't wait to get in line to make me the bad guy.
Why does everybody believe that Jason can do no wrong?
I know. I used to do the same exact thing. I would make excuses for him and jump to his rescue, but you know, I don't mean to sound like the victim here. I really feel like I've been played for a fool.
Brief deliberation. The jury reached a verdict in the Lorenzo Alcazar murder trial. Jason Morgan, a rumored mob enforcer, was found not guilty.
Yes!
The acquittal is an embarrassing defeat for District
Kelly's.
Attorney Rick Land.
Yeah, sure. Is that
How's work?
I was busy.
Yeah?
2 other interns were picked to scrub in on a lung transplant, so I was stuck doing rounds with Dr. Marucci. He had me running from one end of the hospital to the other all day long.
So does this Dr. Marucci treat his nurses as bad as he does his interns?
Not usually. We've just been short-staffed all week.
Yeah, well, maybe if you weren't good friends with Jason, you wouldn't have to miss work to be at his trial.
So I was hoping that you and the kids could come visit Spencer this weekend, you think?
Rick asked Elizabeth point blank if there was any chance that Jason could be Jake's real father, and she denied it. So if the truth comes out now, Elizabeth could go to jail for perjury. Besides, nothing has changed. Even though Jason was acquitted, he's still a major criminal. All the reasons that he decided to give up Jake still apply.
Yeah, but Stone Cold wanted his progeny to have a happy home. And, I mean, no offense, Blonde One, but your brother doesn't seem terribly loving towards Elizabeth at the moment.
Well, Lucky didn't know that Elizabeth slept with Jason until it came out in court. He just needs time to process it. I just hope that he can forgive her, because he'll be a lot happier that way.
The chances of forgiveness appear to be diminishing rapidly.
Can't stay away from him, can you?
You need to listen to the truth. Okay? You were dealing with your own problems at the time. I just found out that Sam had slept with Rick. Now, I'm not trying to justify anything, but the night that Elizabeth and I had was not planned, and it never happened again.
Yeah, why should I believe you when both you and Elizabeth lied?
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, too little, too late. I'm still the father of Elizabeth's children, so I want to tell you again. You stay away from my kids.
What's going on?
Lulu, what are you doing here?
Looking for Spinelli.
You tell Spinelli to stay away from my kids, too.
You okay?
I'm not the one who just got banned from seeing a child that's really mine. What are you gonna do? I actually came over to apologize.
For what?
How obnoxious I've been about Jake, telling you what to do with your own child, like I have any right to make that decision.
You didn't ask to know the truth, and then I'm actually the one who asked you to keep it a secret, so...
Well, the more that I live with this, the more I realize that there are no good and bad people. Nobody's perfect. Fights happen, people get hurt and angry, and they lash out. People make stupid mistakes, and they end up hurting themselves or the people that they love, or both. You and Elizabeth had your reasons for sleeping together. And you had your reasons for keeping it a secret, too. And when Elizabeth lied in court and said that Lucky was Jake's real father, she had her reasons for that, too.
I was being tried for murder, not a great time to announce that I'm the father.
Exactly. So, you guys are all adults, so you get to choose. I just hope that whatever happens... I was gonna say I hope that everyone comes out of it okay, but I guess that's impossible, isn't it? Somebody has to lose. Can I ask you a personal question?
Yeah.
You probably won't answer. You probably just shut down the way that you do. Carly says it's because you feel too much.
Carly says a lot of things.
I think she's right. I think that you don't let yourself show how you feel, because if you did, then you would drown in it. I mean, you have this baby that you love that you hardly ever see, and when you do, everyone's talking about how he's Lucky's son. That's to kill you.
I just want, I want Jake to be happy.
Yeah, me too. That's why I'm starting to wonder if Elizabeth's plan is really gonna work. I mean, Lucky's humiliated and furious, and he has every right to feel those things, but it doesn't make for a happy home environment. And Elizabeth's not even fighting back, which is okay because she doesn't want to be a hypocrite, but who wants a mom that's suffering in silence and a dad that's furious and trying to pretend that everything's okay? Which does not mean that I am trying to tell anybody what to do. I just think that it's sad that everybody's good intentions led to this. Which leads me to my personal question.
Thought you forgot you were gonna ask one.
Do you love Elizabeth? Because I think that she loves you.
You were right before. We just, we have to figure this whole thing out.
Blonde, warmest greetings. What brings you to our humble abode?
I just wanted to tell Jason that I'm finished telling him what to do about the baby and everything else.
Oh, well, it's very gracious of you. Although I have no doubts that Stone Cold is grateful for your discretion on the subject of his progeny's true parentage, and his silence, however misguided, was
Spinelli.
Sorry, you.
I appreciate the concern. I do, from both of you. And I promise, whatever happens, I'm gonna do the best that I can for Jake.